We'll start with a quick introduction of both Sceptre and Crypto Innovation podcasts, followed by some key updates from both our projects. Then we'll dive into a discussion on the state of Flare, DeFi composability, and some opportunities for collaboration. Finally, we'll open the floor to questions from our audience and wrap things up with some closing remarks. So if you have any questions throughout the stream, leave them in the comments and we'll go through a few of them. So kicking things off, let's have an overview of what's new at Sceptre. So over the past few months, we've been working on some exciting updates that we can't wait to share with you. But first, to those that are not familiar with Sceptre, Lex, could you tell us a little bit about the project and what users can expect in the next updates?
Yeah, of course. So as probably many of our users know, the main goal of Sceptre is to unlock the liquidity, the Flare liquidity on the Flare network. And that is done with our partners, obviously. Looking at the future, we of course don't just want to ensure that the sFLR token has tons of usability in various protocols, but also that people can see what kind of rewards come into Sceptre and how they are distributed. So we're working on making that more and more transparent.
Okay. And do you have any updates prepared for the future?
Yeah, so we are looking at extensive reward information. And after that, we'll be looking at integrating the C chain because at the moment we are only staking to the P chain. Okay. Once we hit a certain threshold, it'll become interesting for us to also start delegating to the C chain, and we're working towards that.
Okay, very interesting news for those following us. So our other guest is Lauren. She's with Crypto Innovations. And Lauren, can you tell us a little bit about your podcast?
Thanks, Joel. As I mentioned, I'm Lauren. I'm the host of Crypto Innovations podcast. I started the project as a way to understand crypto and DeFi better, especially from a beginner's perspective. Most resources out there assumed some prior knowledge, which made it really difficult for newcomers to grasp the basics of crypto. That's why I started creating short, easy to understand podcasts using real world examples. I release new episodes every Friday on Spotify, aiming to help beginner crypto enthusiasts navigate the fast world of cryptocurrencies. We also have a knowledge corner where I post all of our past podcasts, and they're also available in article form. And we're a growing community, only have a couple hundred followers on Twitter, but I'm excited to share more with all of you today.
Yeah, that's great. So follow Lauren on Twitter and search for Crypto Innovations on Spotify. And well, since this show is about Flare Network, let's get back to that topic. And let's talk a little bit about the state of Flare. So, Lex, do you have any thoughts on any current developments on the Flare network?
Yeah, there is so much going on at the moment that it's difficult to describe it all. I think most of the people who are invested in Flare one way or another are aware of the coming F assets, which are assets like Bitcoin and XRP that we'll be able to use in Flare. But there are a lot of protocols doing various things from DEXs, perps, and a lending borrow platform. So it's currently like a storm of new developments.
Any exciting ones you've been looking forward to?
Well, I mean, personally, of course, I'm very curious and interested in seeing sFLR used in multiple of these new protocols, because without liquidity, all that Flare just sits around, and of course that's a waste. So that's really what I'm passionate about at the moment.
Okay. Lauren, we know you've also been covering the Flare network. Do you have any thoughts of what's coming?
Yeah, I've noticed that the Flare network is growing quickly, and it's making it easier for different blockchains to work together and adding new features for smart contracts. They're also improving their system to be more secure and efficient, making it a better platform for various crypto applications. I thought as since my podcast is about making things easier in crypto, I partnered with them and helped explain how the Flare for Sceptre for Flare application worked, and I think it hit off really well.
Yeah, I think so too. And so we also have to tackle the subject of composability in DeFi. So, Lex, how do you see this shaping the future of DeFi?
Well, I'm not really like a DeFi visionary, so my limited view on the future is probably more short term than it is for some others. But what I do see is that the blockchain technology that is used for Flare has a huge potential to give transparency to the financial world. I think if we look at the past, at traditional finance, and we would have had that running on blockchain, a lot of the things that happened, like crashes and such, would actually not have happened because nothing would be as hidden as it is at the moment.
Yeah.
So I really think that DeFi and Flare are still in its teenage years. We need, of course, to have some regulation, but also the freedom to create, to make a better world than we currently have in a financial world.
Yeah. And Lauren, where do you see composability helping the crypto innovations crowd that are taking their first steps in crypto? Do you think that will help them?
Yeah, I think beginners and enthusiasts can easily mix and match services like lending, trading, and staking to maximize their benefits and customize their crypto experience.
Yeah, that's great. And what about opportunities for collaboration? Lex, do you see any potential partnerships in the pipeline between projects like Sceptre and platform like Crypto Innovations?
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, I mean, as said, like crypto is in its or DeFi is in its teenage years, and a lot of education is necessary for people to actually understand how it works, what the potential is. So we need platforms like Crypto Innovations out there to help people to understand all of these factors. So I think there is no way that we can make this work without partners like Crypto Innovations.
Yeah. Or do you have anything to add to these collaboration projects?
Yeah. I think it's pretty vital to make sure that beginners have a way of learning how crypto works, being educated in an easy to understand manner. We could produce podcasts and articles that explain really complex DeFi topics using simple language that everybody can understand. And I think that Sceptre could provide practical insights and updates from the industry when we collaborate together. And this collaboration would offer a really great learning experience for our audience and make it much easier for beginners to understand and engage with crypto and DeFi.
Yeah, I think so too. And we now have some. We're going to open the floor to our audience. They can ask questions here in the chats, and Lex and Lauren are here to answer them in the next few minutes. So take it away.
I guess maybe the first question is from a user named Apo Crypto. And he wants to know, does anybody know if we earned rewards during the 2 cool-off day periods when we can unstake but aren't?
Yeah, the answer is yes. So the exchange rate is calculated at the moment you press the claim button.
Easy enough.
Yeah.
I did a simple staking, but I want to know why my sFLR, the sFLR I initially got from Sceptre as reduced, as shown on the Sceptre platform and in my wallet after I deposit into sFLR/Flare on Enosis and sFLR/Joules on Steer. Is that the norm?
Yeah, that's definitely the norm because the sFLR left your wallet when you deposited it into a different protocol. So there's not really anything to worry there, as normally you can get that same sFLR back. But we can't see what you have in another protocol at the moment, so that's why it's not showing.
Okay. Any more questions? No? So thank you all for all your questions. We've had a fantastic session today discussing the latest updates from Sceptre and learning about Lauren's Crypto Innovation podcast, which you can follow on Spotify. And we've also explored a little bit of the exciting developments in the Flare network and DeFi. So before we wrap things up, Lauren, do you have any final thoughts on the upcoming projects you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, I just wanted to also say a big thank you for everybody who tuned in. If you're interested in learning more about crypto in an easy to understand format, be sure to check out Crypto Innovations podcast on Spotify and our website, cryptoinnovations.org, for all past episodes.
Thank you, Lauren. Lex, any last words?
Well, that sounds deterministic. But no, just I'm happy so many of you tuned in, and thank you, Lauren, for being on the show with us and for working together with us on all these amazing educational materials. And yeah, make sure to follow us and our partners on X, Telegram, Discord, and of course via our websites and apps.
That's great. So I want to thank you both for joining us in this first episode of Flare with Friends by Sceptre. And of course, thank you to the Sceptre community watching our live stream. And please stay tuned for more updates and collaborations coming your way. See you next time.